The Arctic is a cold and lifeless desert, which is covered in ice most of the time. This is a region with extremely low fauna diversity, and it is not easy for even such a majestic animal to survive in it. You are on the Animal Instinct channel, and today we are reviewing the land ruler of the Arctic, the polar bear. Don't forget to rate this video, and may the polar bear's ingenuity be with you. Sit back, let's get started. The polar bear is the largest land predator on the planet because it can reach a mass of 1,700 feet and have a body length of 10 feet. And its powerful paws reach a width of 12 inches. And being hit by such a thing is not pleasant enough. Here is an example of a comparison of a white bear's paw and a human palm. But even such a weapon is not a guarantee of success. After all, white hunters live in one of the poorest regions in fauna, and also extremely harsh. Temperatures there can drop to 50 degrees, and there are constant strong winds. Therefore, the polar bear chose an appropriate fur coat for himself. This is 5 inches of thick fur, which, as usual in polar animals, consists of 2 layers. Long outer hairs help protect from snow and wind, and the dense inner layer already retains heat. Moreover, such fur even covers the bear's paws, saving it from hypothermia. Look at it through a thermal imager. Only the eyes and ears of a predator reveal that it is, after all, warm-blooded. So its insulation is excellent, and the animal uses the energy of the sun to the fullest, because the bear's fur consists entirely of transparent hairs, so they easily transmit sunlight through themselves. Well, then black skin comes into play, which readily absorbs light and heats up. In addition, despite its apparent clumsiness, it is a very fast and agile beast. He is able to run quickly on land and walk on thin ice because his wide paws perfectly distribute the load. And in the water, he feels very free, because rowing with such oars is as easy as shelling pears. The front paws, by the way, are equipped with small membranes, and bears can try to pursue prey even underwater, although not always successfully. But they swim perfectly. Subcutaneous fat, which is approximately 4 inches thick, plays a significant role in protecting against hypothermia. The record, by the way, belongs to the bear, who swam non-stop for more than 425 miles. True, during 9 days of such swimming, she lost her 1-year-old calf and lost 20% of weight. But swimming at such a distance is far from a good life. The fact is that in summer they live on the coastline, where food is very scarce. At this time, bears often become scavengers and can eat anything that is even remotely suitable, even the wings of birds. After all, in the summer, polar bears may go months without seeing food and live solely on their fat reserves. Therefore, such a gift in the form of a swimming caribou should not be missed. And the bear easily catches up with the reindeer in the water. Although, judging by the remnants of ice, this is most likely just the beginning of summer, and the white predators are still full of strength. But not everyone is so lucky, and some bears, usually males, have learned to slow down their metabolism so that they are essentially in a state of walking hibernation. They even try not to snack, so as not to speed up their metabolism and stay in this state until ice appears on the sea. Although mothers with cubs cannot afford such luxury, they must constantly search for food to feed their family. And the huge problem is that the summer period is getting longer. Global warming is dooming many predators, and bears like these can sometimes be seen, and if he starts drinking water, then this is also a bad sign. Indeed, in its normal state, the bear receives fluid by breaking down fat in the shade, but apparently he has nothing to split. For some predators, this summer will be their last. Some of the bears even take a desperate step. This bear decided to climb the rocks where the birds nest. Just look at which edge he walks on. Stones fly down the slope, but the hunter has no other choice. Carefully stepping with his paws, the bear destroys all the nests that he can reach. One awkward movement, and he will fall down from a great height. Although this time, everything worked out well. This does not always happen. And sometimes, the bear gets stuck in mountain traps, from which they cannot get out on their own. You can't do it without people's help. True, due to the negligence of people, the bear flies out of the harness and first hangs on one leg and then falls down. With the onset of winter, bears can breathe a sigh of relief because they have access to the sea. Even on such fragile ice, the bears move with pleasure because they have not eaten for several months. Now you can hunt for the ringed seal's favorite and fatty food. They can hold their breath for more than half an hour, but still have to surface to breathe, and bears are often on duty at such holes. If a seal appears from it, the predator stuns it with a blow of its paws and then, using its long neck, pulls it out of the hole. True, it is difficult to catch up with seals because they are extremely cautious, and at the slightest danger, they jump into the water. But the bear is no slouch either. It swims up to the ice floe from the leeward side and is not yet visible for prey. The seal still manages to dive into the water, but the hunter throws after him. This is impossible, but the bear managed to catch up with the seal in its native element underwater. Now all that remains is to get out onto the ice floe and drag your trophy there. Interestingly, the bear first of all eats the skin and subcutaneous layer of fat, leaving meat as a last resort. And of course, Margie, they can weigh over 4,000 pounds and are armed with enormous tusks, so be especially careful when choosing your target. This bear and her cub are clearly overestimating their strength. But getting a margin is difficult even for a large bear. He has very thick skin, so even the teeth of bears do not cause much harm to the pinniped, and he, like a tank, can calmly walk to the water, not paying attention to the bear. And it's generally pointless to compete with walruses in the water. You might even get injured. Although on land they can give a good fight. This polar bear receives a strong blow with its tusks from another margin during an attack. He is forced to retreat and leaves with a limp. Unfortunately, after such a wound, this is most likely the bear's last hunt. But hunger forces bears to take risks. This bear attacked directly from the water and caused panic among the walruses. Dodging sharp tusks, he moves around the island and finds his target. Walruses protect their offspring, but this bear repels the mother's attack. Today he will have food, although sometimes they can even attack beluga whales. This happens extremely rarely, but this bear managed to get himself a difficult target. As for fights between themselves, they occur rarely, and, as a rule, only in the spring. Bears fight for females, and such fights can take a toll on the fighters. They stand on their hind legs and begin their battle. And some bears have such wounds on their bodies. The winner, as usual, receives a female who only leaves next autumn to look for a place for a den. Often she goes 30 miles deep into the continent and looks for the place where she was born. The she-bear makes a den for herself and lies down in it for 5 to 6 months. At the same time, during hibernation, cubs are born to her, and they feed on the female's milk. In total, the bear does not hunt for 8 months, and until about 2.5 years old, she teaches the cubs the art of survival in this cruel world. About half of the cubs survive to this age because predators do not sleep. These can be either lonely, hungry males or wolves, which are the biggest danger to bear cubs. And bears reproduce rather slowly, which makes these beautiful animals easily vulnerable. Today, there are no more than 30,000 polar bears in the world, of which approximately 7,000 clubfoot are found in Russia. Let's hope that this beautiful and strong beast does not disappear from the face of the earth in the near future. This polar bear turned out to be so strong and, most importantly, inventive. And I hope that it was interesting and you liked the video. Then don't be lazy, rate it, write in the comments who to talk about next time, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications. And I say goodbye to you for a while. Bye.